not exactly what I thought it would be. I got my house on a little piece of land. This is a place I'm gonna take my stand. But I keep living on dreams. One thing I know, that's the way it's gotta be. Am I living the American dream? I keep searching for that dream of me, hoping someday that I will see myself in American dream.
Everything. Oh, no. Always one thing. I forget. Always one thing. Forget shit. Yeah, go take a look at what's in my head. Lucky I even find the start button. Anyway. Hey, guess what? It's Tuesday. It's Tuesday. It's time for another Blue Dot family meeting. And I'm damn sure glad y'all are here. First one to jump in was Dan Hack, and I like the way he starts it out. Hello, Patriots, and that's exactly what you are. Patriots, and don't forget it. Dorothy Tyndall, Hudson Kerr, Jeanette Miller, Jamie B. and Debbie Capran, Kelly Harris, Sammy Marcy, Carl Vogel, Bruce Preston. Damn, everybody here. Jeanette Miller saying hi to everybody. Kelly 1313, who suck? I don't know. Let me see, Jay Noswick, Demetrius Cephas, all the way from Southern California. Woo, living the life. Mom to two Huskies, always happy to see you in there, baby. Hudson Kerr, Roger Hamilwright, David Ritchie, there's Jeanette Miller again. I love it when this family says hello to each other all the time. James Tripp is here. Mort Deckel, hope I said that right. There's Jamie. There's Jeanette Miller again. I love it the way this family gets together. And I go all the way to the bottom, and there's Jeanette Miller. Just said hi to Ruth. I'm loving it. Anyway, it is Tuesday. We've got serious shit to go on. Jeez, I hope you got to see the presidential press conference there in the White House. Right there, the president was right there. He even let Donnie sit at the Resolute desk. To make it look good, Yeah. A press conference to reassure our country that it's not being overrun by an idiot and oligarch. Didn't work out that way, though. It's still up in the air. Well, not really. Shit, we all know. We all see what's going on. But, I titled this one today, The Constitution versus Executive Order, because that's what it's coming down to. Is the Constitution going to hold up, or is it executive order? Because Donnie just likes to do everything with executive order, and he just sailing through that shit. But a lot of it has been held up by the courts, and that's where the rubber meets the road, baby. But in his little press conference today, he said he was going to abide by the courts. He always abides by no, he don't, lying bastard. Yeah, only if he's forced to, and we have to force him to. We have to hold our judicial system to account. And that's part of it, baby. Anyway. Hi, Miss Chick.
Well, hello there, John.
How are you doing? So happy to see you
I'm
tonight.
A little tired, but yeah, I'm doing all right.
Well, what you tired
I tried to focus on, an item today. It was really difficult. Because there's just so many items to focus on.
Oh. That's the whole
name
of
the
game.
Thing,
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's the whole name
but,
of the game.
I guess I can say one thing.
What?
I was a little disappointed in how many people actually watched the Super Bowl. And you know why I'm disappointed? And it isn't because of the orange turd being there.
Why?
It's because... Oops. Ted's got something to say.
Well, as well, he should.
Ted. It's because Fox Channel broadcasts that.
Yes.
And what are they? They are propaganda across the world. That's the Murdochs, people. That is the Murdochs.
Yeah.
Do not
It
support
wasn't lost on
them.
me that it was
Do not
Fox.
watch anything on their channels.
Yeah.
And don't watch Tubi on streaming. That's also Murdoch. That's also Fox. They get all of their money, from a few things, and one of them is the Super Bowl, and the other one is all the election commercials, during the election cycles.
Right.
Yeah. So I was a little disappointed in the amount of people that actually watched. Other than as long as they're there, I am glad that they had the halftime thing that I got to watch on YouTube later. That was pretty nifty. I really liked the halftime thing.
Yeah, it was very in your face.
They said something about 133 million people were viewing the halftime.
I would imagine. I was one of them.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it was powerful. It was powerful. Now, I'm not going to sit here and say I understood every word he was saying when he sang it. No. As a matter of fact,
no, but we could look at it again and again and get all the words.
Yes, you have to go back and look at it. But yes, there was a distinct message in there. And yeah. I hope America got the word,
But other than that, I could give a poo-poo about the game or, yeah.
Well, I can't lie. I watched it.
I know you did.
Yeah, I know. I'm sorry. But it saddens me that politics has entered. Well, I can't say that because politics has entered sports before in different manners.
It has.
And
it kind of always will overlap with any kind of entertainment, be it in the sports world or the Hollywood world or the music world or
anywhere somebody has a desire to make a statement. Mm-hmm. They have a larger audience. Skip says, "Loved it. Trump likes young girls." There was a lot of shit in there. So you really have to dig into it to get all the. Where'd Bubba? Oh,
but the idea of the whole not supporting. I mean, people ask us about what can we do. Don't support anything that has anything to do with these billionaire bros. And if that means dumping Amazon, try your best to get rid of Amazon. Anything that has to do with Mr. Musk, the Fusk, be it satellite connection or vehicles or whatever the hell. He's in everything right now, especially X. Dump it. Just dump it.
I dumped X a long time ago.
I think the only way we're going to hurt these people is by not giving them any more money. Stopping our flow of money to them the best way we can. They're trying to steal it in other manners, but we don't have to give it to them free.
Oh, yeah. They're outright trying to rob the bank, baby. Are you kidding me? Yeah. Let me, hit the wrong
I think they mentioned that Meta is laying off like 3,200 people or something, but I think that kind of corrects the whole having to hire people to do all the fact checking and all the other stuff that he was doing before. He doesn't have to do it now, so now he's letting people go. But it's like the wild, wild west over there now.
It's what it appears. The judges are trying to stop him from this destruction, I would call it, of the government the way we visualize it and see it. Like we said the other day, 3 branches of government, it's supposed to be co-equal branches of government. Donnie hasn't got use for 2 of them. They're getting away. And he wants to rule everything by executive. But we're starting to see some cracks within the Republican Party. Because even the Republican Party has got to say, hey, you're just bypassing the shit out of everything we do here. Which probably half the Republicans over there on that side just don't. I mean,
they're starting to wake up that they don't have any say either?
That they don't have any say. And some of the things that they're cutting are going to impact the government employee thing. There's congressmen in Virginia's second district, I think it is. I don't know. It's almost 7% of his constituency, workforce constituency, is government employees. There's a lot of areas around our country where there's a concentration of government.
Well, I'm sure that where there's a large VA hospital, or like, for instance, I think, is it Chicago? I think it's Chicago area where they do a lot of the Social Security stuff and whatnot. The main,
right.
I know one of the main addresses you send stuff to.
Yeah, there's a large, in certain districts, a good part of the population are government employees or related to government work.
Yes.
And if you start knocking those people off, a lot of them congressmen, and some of them are red, Republicans, most of them, I think, you got a problem. Your constituents are calling your ass saying, hey, what are you doing? And so they're getting caught between a rock and a hard place. They ain't stepping up and doing nothing.
And the price of eggs is
their own constituents.
On people. The price of eggs.
Oh, yes. Oh, yeah. Yeah, the price of everything is eggs are the least of your worries right now, and that's probably because of the bird flu. Eggs getting so expensive.
Right, it'll
Waffle
correct
House
itself
putting a surcharge on eggs.
Because chickens grow kind of fast once they get past this flu thing.
Yeah.
But it's the tariffs, and I went shopping this past weekend, and just there was a lot of vegetables and fruits that I wanted to get. And I happened to be at Costco. I'll mention the name. But I looked at all the labels as I was grabbing the pieces that I wanted, and I had bananas from the Dominican Republic, tomatoes from Canada. I had some, they're called apple pears, which that's a whole nother story, but they're really interesting. Those are from California. Thank you, Kingsbird Orchards. Kiwis came from Greece, avocados from Mexico, asparagus from Mexico. Green beans.
Are you suggesting that we have a worldwide food network?
Yeah.
Huh, how interesting.
Very
Who would have thought? Because damn sure Donnie didn't. Yeah. No, it's the tariffs are going to affect everything, and we haven't even gotten into reciprocal. Well, China has already got reciprocal tariffs. Canada is already. Have they already enacted tariffs on? I don't know if they have yet or not. No, I don't think so. I'm overspeaking.
I can't remember the day that some of them were supposed to happen, or if they're on. Are some of them on hold for 30 days, or something? I thought he put a hold on them. I mean, that doesn't mean the other people have to hold on them, right? They can do whatever they want.
No, they can do what they want. He put it. Oh, yes, he did. He put a 30-day hold because Mexico and Canada both agreed to do the things they had already done, and that way it was all better. And Donnie looked like a badass, and he won. He really didn't, but it's all about the optics. It's all about the optics.
Go. It is about the optics.
Hey, and speaking of optics, how you doing, Dave?
Aussie, have you heard that Denmark wants to buy California?
That was in my list of what the fuck has happened in a few days. Listen to this, guys, and I've got a short list. I've got here President Musk and VP Trump tell judges to fuck off. Canada is still under threat. Big boos for Trump at the Super Bowl. Big Balls knows all your secrets. Mandatory spending is on the chopping block. Trump offers to buy Gaza.
Damn, this is making it sound bad, Dave.
Arab nations are saying, fuck off, Trump, you're not buying Gaza. Occupational health and safety, gone, history. Consumer Financial Protection Board, gone, history. More tariffs on steel. The Danes want to buy California. Crypto push again. Loyalty test for the workers in the White House. For the fifth white, Ukraine, it's quick. Ukraine may be under Russia, maybe Russian someday. Birthrights for unqualified babies, not meant for babies in this era, only meant for the slaves back in the old days. Trump has a flyover on a stadium with a roof. The
Right,
DEI is killed. Google
Right.
gave in to Trump. Now it's a goal for America. And camps being built in Cuba. Where they hide the
Oh,
abuse.
man.
Nazis march
And
proud in
this, how long's he
Ohio.
been president? How long's he been president?
Almost,
Not
this
even
is
a month?
1 week, John. This is 1 week's work. And my last one to finish it off, Mayor Eric Adams now under the thumb because they've told him, be a good boy because we're reviewing those cases that were dropped against you for fraud and or corruption.
They'll
So
bring them back
they've got
up.
him under control. And mate, I've got so much more to talk about during the show. A lot of the topics I just mentioned, I'd like to talk about during the show because they're deep. Some of them go very deep and affect a lot of people, a lot of countries. But there's so many countries in America right now. They are really, really angry.
I can't imagine one list that you just read.
Oh, that's, as I said, that's 1 week. That is 1 week.
The world should be concerned. Because right over here it tells a little tale. I'll just read the freaking headlines. Trump suggests Ukraine may be Russian someday. Right.
Oh, that was on my list, but I had to cut it short.
That's followed by
list.
Another headline that says Hegseth expected to shift responsibility for Ukraine and European security to NATO in Eastern Europe. How you like them two for a headline? You know?
Yeah.
Shit, yeah, he's already coughing up Ukraine. And Hegseth over there gonna tell NATO, our allies, hey, y'all are on your own over there? Yeah, Ukraine, y'all take care of Ukraine. We ain't worried about it no more. We're gonna pull out funding and all that shit. That's what it is. That's what it is.
Guess what?
That's what a dictator
Musk
does.
Musk has come out to control the GOP or the MAGA senators. He's basically saying to them, do as you're told, be a good boy, follow the rules, play the game. Otherwise, I'll finance someone against you. I don't care if it costs 50 million or 100 million. He will get someone in, so you'll lose your seat. It'll still be a Republican seat, but he's going to find it. This is so much blackmail going on. Musk is it really, guys? Musk is your president. I think so. We think so.
That's what the world thinks right now. Nobody thinks
Yes, we
dumbass
do.
Donnie's in charge. That's how come he spoke very little today at that press conference, whatever you want to call that. He sat there while Elon Musk sat there and just, ran his mouth forever to let us know exactly how it's going to be. Oh, I might make mistakes. If I make a mistake, you'll point it out. Police myself? Oh, yeah, don't worry about that. If I see anything that's unethical or I shouldn't be involved in because of my finances, I'll get rid of them. It's bullshit. What the fuck is all of that?
Yeah.
He'll police himself.
Musk has got his own little gang of, I call them, they're not violent, but I'm sure Musk could pay for the violent ones like the Proud Boys, but they're the stormtroopers. Remember the stormtroopers?
Yeah.
Yes. Oh, yeah.
From World War II? Yeah. Going, kicking doors down, dragging people out, and checking papers. If your papers weren't clean, you're off to the camps.
Show me the papers, old man.
Yeah, that's what it was like.
Yeah.
Seriously, yeah.
Hey, let me stop for a minute because I had a donation come in and it did not chime up, and it still has not chimed up on my notification board over here, and it was Peter. Peter came in with a $50 donation, and it had a pair riding a firework rocket disappearing away before bursting in the sky. Peter, thank you very much. I don't know what's wrong with my dinger.
You what?
Your dinger.
My dinger don't work. I got problems
Dinger
with my
don't
dinger.
come.
You can't go wee-wees.
Oh, I can go. I can handle.
Yeah, we don't want to know.
Yeah.
Oh, not
wanna
that
delve
dinger.
too
Okay,
deep.
wrong dinger. Mitchy Chick.
Yes. Yes.
You know how you said don't buy or get involved with the corporations or that own
billion
certain
dollar
companies.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know when you said Amazon, an opposition to Amazon is a company called Tubi, which has more product, cheaper prices, And I don't know how they make the prices so much cheaper than Amazon, whether they avoid going through a certain area or Amazon's using their material. But this company, I think it's TUBI.
No,
Most
no,
people may know about it already.
well, that's a streaming service here. I don't know if it's
Yeah, I
anything
don't know
else, but
what it
that's
means
owned by
where you are,
Murdoch.
but here Tubi
No,
means a streaming TV service.
Yeah, let me carry on conversating there because I'll pull it up. It is TUB something, and a vowel. Okay,
Okay.
so there's a vowel involved there
Genevieve,
somewhere.
it worked. Hit pipe.
After
Dinger will work again.
TUB.
See there?
But you
Fixes
know,
everything.
if Trump says to the judges or Musk, "No, I'm not following those orders or your rules," that means they're not going to the lower court, the mid court, up to the Supreme Court. They're just saying, "No, I'm not following your orders," which means that they're not following the law. And when the government says, "I'm not following the law, a proper law," then your constitution is screwed. That means
That's
that
what
there's
this
no
fight
law.
is about, Dave.
But mate,
That
it
is
goes
the fight.
further. That means there's
it's
no
either the
law.
Constitution. We have a nation of laws by way of the Constitution, or we have a nation of whimsical whatever the shit you want by executive order. And we already see how that's working.
If they ignore the law of a judge, that means it's not constitutional. It means the Constitution's in crisis, which means the government's illegitimate. It's illegitimate because the government's there by Constitution, and the law is there by Constitution. So hence the government, which means also in that saying, when they say no to judging the law, you're not under the law. You can go speed. Because if the government's not under the law,
I don't recommend anybody try that out.
No.
Think about the loopholes there, John. Think about the loopholes there.
Yeah. Oh, Dave.
The loopholes
there are loopholes all over. Always has been. And when you find them, you're supposed to do away with them. The biggest
tax bill.
I always say you want to find out where it comes down to the fine line of words. You look in the tax code, and we have volume after volume after volume of tax code, and none of them are for your ass. They're all for corporate America or big wealthy donors that have lawyers that have a way to circumvent everything so they don't have to pay taxes. That's where that game is played. Shit, where was I?
What, you have a squirrel?
I had a squirrel, Dave. I had a squirrel.
Oh, mate, you get those quite often. Listen, do you realise that with these new tariffs that he's bringing in on steel, that America consumes from Canada in 1 year $25.26 billion. From China, they get $13.9 billion.
We get a large.
And you get 13 billion from Mexico. That is, you get 75% of your steel from these three places, and he wants to put tariffs on steel. What's your production going to do?
We get damn near everything from Mexico or Canada. Or China. Those are our three biggest trading partners. And he's taking a wrecking ball to all of them. He wants to throw in this shit. Yes, he's disrupted everything.
But it's going to kill your industry. It's going to kill your industry.
He wants to kill more than that, Dave. He wants to make us suffer. Hello, Bill.
Hey, how you doing, John? Dave,
I'm hanging in there, brother.
Hey, Bill.
How you doing?
What's your bite in your ass, Bill?
Just dealing with the day's, dirty deed doers.
This he's going to have us that dang screwed up and broken ain't funny, man.
That's already
happened. I think he wants it, though.
That's
I think he wants you to go bankrupt.
He wants chaos. And that's what he's providing. But he's got a good portion of this population rooting his ass on. And I don't think it's hit half of them yet. The results. I think it's hitting some. Because we've already seen some TikTok video or something, some guy talking about, I made a mistake or some shit. We know you did.
I think the other half of it is Musk. That's the other half of the damn BS.
Musk is the half that you have to worry about. Because
Yeah.
Musk knows what he's doing. Donnie doesn't know what he's doing. He's got Jason Miller or
Steve Miller.
yeah, it's Steve
I don't
Miller.
know
I'm
what they're
sorry,
doing.
Steve Miller. In other cohorts in crime, they're just feeding him whatever it is that they come up with, and
Well, it's
we
it's
got
a total
a
clown
president
show,
that just
John.
sits there and reads the monologue. So
It's just a total
Pretty much.
clown show.
what's
It's
that?
what's that? Brown shirts.
Total clown show.
Oh, clown show.
Oh, clown
Oh.
show.
I thought you said
Yeah.
brown shirts.
They ride around in an airplane instead of a car.
I had them two
But
front
you-
teeth out. I can't really talk real good.
Hey, let me,
You got two front teeth missing.
Yep.
Oh.
They had to
Should
go.
have seen the other guy. Hey, let me thank
you-
Jody
can you
L
whistle?
for coming in. $10 Canadian. Thank you, Jody. I appreciate it tremendously. Thank you, darling.
Canadian.
Yes,
Oh,
we are.
There's a
worldwide,
lot of
baby.
Americans-
You know that?
There's a lot of Americans supporting the Canadians. When you look at some of the comments and some of the videos that are being posted, there is a lot of Americans saying we stand with Canada. Blah blah blah.
Yes.
You know, I mean, it's you know.
yeah.
Because it's ridiculous
It's pretty-
to everybody, this bullshit.
We don't
You know,
have
he
any
wants-
problems in Canada. Just I don't know what's going on with all this weird other
Well,
shit.
isn't Canada a progressive country? Meaning that if they take
Yes.
on Canada, how many senators and congressmen has California
Well, that's what we was
got?
talking about the other day. And
You need as
Dave,
many.
it's a big hunk of land there, and it's divided already.
Yes, it is.
In what is it? 5 provinces.
Something like
I know
that.
4.
Oh,
That
there's-
would make 4 states.
More than that, I
I'm
think.
pretty sure all they would all be blue.
Their votes would turn a lot of states
Yeah.
in America.
Yeah, he
in
doesn't
way
think
of flipping
things
them.
through. He doesn't think things through. He just pulls them out of his ass, throws them out there on the table, and wants you to smell them. That's all.
But you got to say, is it real?
The,
Is
the-
it
the
is
whole
this
idea
talk
of
real?
Canada becoming anybody becomes the 51st state, it should be Puerto Rico.
Yes.
The ones- but that ain't going to happen because why?
And don't you think something like Canada's a little large to just be a state, anyways?
That's right. We should start a
Well,
little smaller.
Canada-
I know. I got an
Canada-
idea. We could take Gaza, and he redoubled
Canada's
down on that
cheaper, John.
shit. They asked him
Canada's
today, what
cheap, you know
authority
why?
does he have? He says, the U.S. authority. What is that?
Oh,
What the fuck is that?
It's nothing.
Okay.
It's
It
hitting
is
that point
nothing. It's words.
from Shinola.
I got
John, Canada is a very cheap state to have in your 51st state because they don't have disasters. I don't know if Canada does have disasters, so it doesn't cost that way. They have a large population with a good income, so there's good return there. But the problem is, as you just said, the amount of senators and congressmen and people,
Yeah.
it would turn America totally blue, virtually.
Yep.
like
Yep. That's why
I
they
got
don't
a
want
friend-
Puerto Rico either. It'd be blue.
What's
I
the
got
islands from World War II that America occupied? All those islands it should be a state as well. Guam and all them. No,
Yeah, Guam. Guam is on the list.
Guam.
Midway is on the list. Yeah, there's quite
Well,
a few.
Midway's a bit of a push. Midway's a
Midway
bit
is
of a
just
push.
a speck. That wouldn't even make a state. Wouldn't even hardly make a city.
No, no.
No cars allowed on the island. Just have bicycles. So tell
10
them something.
provinces and 3 territories, John.
back to horses.
Canada is what? I'm sorry.
10 provinces, 3 territories.
3 territories, 10
It's
provinces.
Because as you
bloody big.
get farther
10.
north where it's really cold, those are just territories. Up towards the
Somebody
It's
live
almost
there?
as big as
Does somebody live
It's
there? If
almost as
so, they
big
need
as-
representation.
Sometimes.
We don't
yeah.
count numbers. Look at Wyoming. There's not that many people in Wyoming, but we count it, and they have senators. Hey, let me thank Joyful Saturn, who came in with a $5 donation and said, worse than Constitution versus executive order, his people want to implement Agenda 47, which gives the executive branch unitary power. Research it. Agenda 47. I will. Because I haven't heard that.
Emergency powers. You don't want that because that's martial law. Because that's
okay.
what Trump's looking for, and he's looking for a reason to invoke emergency powers, which gives him martial law.
That's how come because there are people speaking in terms of, something's going to happen. Something's going to have to get broke, before this is fixed.
Well,
and that
John,
it play right into his hand. If we start having civil violence, he would institute martial law in a heartbeat.
Can I bring up something I noticed?
He would nationalize the National Guard. Huh?
On a video, it concerned me. It was encouraging to see the American people doing this. But what concerned me as an outsider looking at this video, it was in Louisiana, and it was they had placards, all black militia, which is the wrong way to go. They all looked like military soldiers. They had the AKs and all that gear, and the belts and the straps and the camouflage gear, and there was a few hundred of these guys, and they weren't all black. There's a lot of white guys amongst them as well. But the fact is, if they go marching in the street and they were peaceful, but they look so threatening, it's going to give Trump a reason to invoke emergency powers, because these guys are out there in the streets with AKs. Yep. They look really threatening.
Even if it was peaceful, he would blow it out of proportion. Hey,
it was an overstatement.
If they don't have their alias Proud Boy banner, they're not one of his.
Yeah.
No, but you swear to God that would have been the Proud Boys. You could have put the Proud Boys banner up and it would have been appropriate. They were just not giving the right image of peace. Where's middle ground? We're not out for violence. We're out to fight the government, not the people. They look like they're out for a fight.
Let's welcome
John.
Dr. Andy to the room. First time in there, isn't it?
What's up, John?
Hey, doing fine. And yourself?
No, it's actually my second time.
Oh.
Doing good.
I'm sorry. My memory isn't too great. It comes and goes.
That's all right.
Welcome back, mate. Welcome back.
Welcome back.
Yeah, the MAGA's pissed off at the halftime show.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, that was a good one.
And it's funny because they call us the snowflakes.
Yeah, they got butt hurt over it pretty quick. It's how dare them do rap, with a black artist with a black entourage, Yeah.
And they don't even consider it as real music.
Huh?
They don't even consider it as real music.
No, they don't. No. Most of the rednecks don't. But
not until they appropriate it.
But I've heard of a couple of country stars put out a couple of songs that sure do sound like rap to me.
Exactly.
Yeah. So selective, I would call it. But anyway. So what else is going on in the news besides Musk? Huh?
That Donald Trump is planning to send American citizens and immigrants to El Salvadorian prisons. You know that?
Yep. Making a deal with El Salvador. Yeah. Sent what's his name? Our new Secretary of State, Marco Rubio.
Mayorkas?
Yeah.
Oh, Marco Rubio.
Made a deal. May take the immigrants that we don't want, and while you're at it, take some of our criminals that we don't want to house anymore. Yeah.
It's hypocritical
There's
for him
that.
to say that because,
And does anybody have the phone number to Colombia? And can they warn him that Trump doesn't pay his bills if he's really going to...
no shit. No shit. Somebody ought to let him know. Yeah, he's making a deal.
Richie Chick, it's funny you should say that. He's on the news whenever he gets there and he's saying, these countries like Mexico and Canada, we indebted to them. No, we support them by $15 billion, and we got this with Mexico for $8 billion. That's your national debt to them. That's for products you sold. or
He just
you bought
lies
them.
and spews numbers.
It
People
makes it
owe
sound
us
like
this,
You
and we
can't take
spend this much
anything that comes
there.
out
And,
of his mouth as gospel.
yeah.
it flips
Nothing.
everything.
Can't
That
say anything.
that
Really,
you know, it's just disgusting.
Well, the problem is his
Disgusting.
people soak it up like a sponge, and they
They
repeat
do.
it.
You only have to say it and they believe it.
Dude.
And that's the problem.
Hey, Ozzy Dave,
Did you
you want to hear a
know?
story?
Yeah, sure. Funny story or a sad story?
Sad
You great.
story because, like, when I was walking down the street, there was an anti-Trump protest, and there was like
Yep.
2 Trump supporters that fought the immigrant protesters, and it was a fist fight, and they were like brawling in my area.
Really. See,
Yeah, it just
that's
happened like
you're gonna
Remind
get
us
that.
where
They
you
see
live, Andy.
what happened around my
Where-
neighborhood,
what state?
California, right?
California.
Right. There's only a couple of guys there, right? It wasn't a gang of guys, a big group of guys, just a couple of guys.
Well, we just saw that kind of
Because-
demonstration the other day on an overpass where they had the Nazi shit.
Yes, we
yes, and they had a fight,
They are
didn't
more
they?
emboldened.
Didn't
did. Didn't
They had a
somebody
punch-up.
turn their little banners or something? I don't
Yep.
Yeah,
This is why
yes,
we
yes,
should learn martial
swastika
arts.
banners and shit. You know, because
The
they're
locals want it.
empowered because their man is in office.
But you see my point to the previous statement I made that this guy, these few hundred walk around with AKs in this march, and the ones with the flag and the overpass there. This is the start. The punch ups there. Someone pulls a gun and it's on. Now, also the fact is, you get a MAGA nut amongst them who starts a false flag where he starts shooting. No one knows who's fired the first shot, and all of a sudden it's on. You've got worse than Kyle Rittenhouse. You've got the Shittenhouse. You got
Yeah, and
two, 300
don't think that you know is going to happen.
Don't
the
take your
direction
guns
we're
to
going in.
Nazis.
You
Leave
know,
your
when the
guns at home,
gunfight
guys.
starts, who the fuck pays attention to who started it? You know,
Take a good
You're
baseball
giving them-
bat.
Huh?
Yeah, but
What's that,
Ozzy
Dave?
Good baseball bat.
fights. Yeah, the fights got so worse. One of them pulled out a switchblade and just stabbed them in the ribs, basically.
Well, you know,
It
if
was a
someone
MAGA
pulls a
dude that did
knife,
that.
they're going to pull a freaking knife, but they're not going to point a gun. If you point a gun in a crowd of 300 or 400, you're going to hit someone. You pull a knife, and some guy who's smarter or better than you is going to take you down, whether it be with a chair or a chain or whatever. But you're better off with a guy coming at you with a knife than a fucking gun.
Oh yeah, any
Um,
day of the week.
You know,
Any day of the week. But
exactly.
the
But you're inciting
We're-
violence by
There
bringing
you go.
violence. You're bringing
Yes.
violent weapons. You're saying, come and take us on. They will. They will.
Yes.
Even Trump's goons.
They'll bring
are
even
there
bigger
now.
guns.
and
Weapons.
that's where
Yes.
we have to be careful. That's where we have to be careful.
Yes. Yes.
Because we can't give them that opportunity. Because it's
No,
not
but we
going to
can
go
do other
well.
things.
We
We
can
can
do
do
a
other
whole lot
things.
of
We
other
don't-
things.
Fight in the streets, but we do need to
No.
get in the streets.
We don't
And-
need to hear a headline
We
in the
need-
There are
world.
several big rallies coming up. There's a nationwide protest on February 17th, which is
President's
at
Day.
Next Monday.
President's Day.
Yes.
And a one-day general strike on February 28th. That's like a don't buy anything, that kind of strike, I think. And a total shutdown, not sure what that means, on March 5th.
Yes. That's the big
You
one.
gotta-
That's just some of the ones that are coming up. They're working on all sorts of stuff.
Yeah.
Don't take your guns
I
and
am-
don't
I
dress
am-
like frickin' Rambo. No Rambo here.
No,
Because Rambo is going to get you
Yeah.
killed.
make a sign.
Yeah, yeah.
Don't
Yeah.
take a gun.
If I can pull it off, if I can afford it, I'm gonna go to Austin on the 17th.
Take a camera.
Oh, I
take
will.
a
Yeah, if
camera.
I go, I'm taking a camera. Oh yeah. But yeah, that's
you know
part of it.
martial arts,
You know,
John?
I got to challenge myself to be more involved. I mean, this show and my rants take a whole lot. They really do. But more is needed by all of us. And I just see if I can get this to work again. I just
Mate, I've got
highlighted
I've got 100 squawking birds outside waiting for me to do this show.
the.
You know, They're out there saying, wah, 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 you know, we're hungry.
Hell, I have
Feed me.
one, Dave, one parrot, and that bird will drive me crazy
No.
when he wants
Twice
something.
a day. Twice a day, I get about 150 to 200 birds of different varieties and species and sizes that come for a feed. So I sit down in the grass or in a chair and I surround myself in bird shit. But it's all good.
It's all
And
good. It's all good.
yeah,
Hey, let
Can
me
I
thank
bring to your
Jody L,
attention-
who came back with another $10 Canadian, said Canadian grassroots movement not to buy anything from the U.S. Check out the Peace Bridge webcam showing no cars. Please buy one product that is made in Canada to show your support. Well, you know,
good move.
that
Good
is a
I
idea.
good
bought a
move.
punch this
And
weekend.
I already have something in mind already. Margaritas
Canadian
work,
beer.
but no, I'm occasionally I like I'm out of whiskey. So
Yeah.
nothing
Oh.
Now
like
you
Boycott
Scotch.
Coca-Cola.
good Canadian, a good Canadian whiskey might be good for a little shot every once in a while.
I've
When I
got
need it.
several friends in Canada, John.
We have
And
we have a large family in Canada, the Blue Dot family. We have a very large. That is they're the next on the list in the analytics. When I look at where our Blue Dots live, and they live all over the world, it just amazes me. But next to the United States is Canada. We have
They're
more Blue
basically
Dots
all
in
pissed
Canada.
off up there.
Huh?
They're basically
Yeah.
all pissed off up there.
Oh,
Yeah.
of course they would be.
Because the American president's
Yes.
acting like, well, we'll just chump you off and buy your ass off or take you or whatever the fuck he's insinuating with this 51st state shit. You
I
know?
really
You
don't
don't
think
qualify.
That is just the shiny object, though. I can't believe it's even being discussed seriously. The dangerous part is when he's talking about taking Gaza under U.S. authority, whatever the hell that means. That would
That's where
take an
his
act
head
of
popped.
Congress to declare
Doesn't
war.
make it to the. Yeah, he wants
Hell,
to make
they-
it the Las Vegas of the Middle East.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's his
yeah, he
back
wants
pocket.
Trump Tower there. You know, it's not hard to see
Well-
past his dreams here.
How
But
would you feel?
the sad thing is
if you're-
Netanyahu's standing right next to him, cheering him on, going, "Yeah,
Yes.
let's do that."
That's
There's
my
the problem.
point. He was the one that fired all the Netanyahu fired all the bullets and fought the fights, and Trump comes in at the end of it all and says, "Well, it's now mine." And Netanyahu's
And
standing there
look what he
going, "Well,
did to the
fucking
King of
hang
Jordan
on,
today. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Joe, you, who are you talking to?
You.
We don't know.
Me. Well, I finished what I said, and then you said
running
go
shop.
on.
Uh,
But I was going to lead on to Pete Sessions, but hey,
oh,
you know who Peter
I
Sessions
thought
is,
you.
don't
I thought I interrupted you, and now
No,
I
you
forgot
didn't.
what the hell I was
Doesn't matter.
interrupting you for.
Doesn't matter. Let me tell you this. Peter Sessions was on Fox News saying that mandatory spending, or he called it compulsory spending, but it's mandatory spending, is got to be addressed because there's a lot of waste of money. He said the first thing is food stamps. Well, you know, they've gone
Well,
because he's targeting
let
food
me-
stamps now. Hang on. Then the next day he's on CNN saying that Musk has not been hacking into anything and he hasn't touched anything in secret security. And the next sentence, he says that the information Musk has got, anything that's secret and secure, he's not keeping. So he's got access to those secret and secure
he's
stuff.
not keeping
Then
on
the
whose
next day-
word? His word?
The next day he's on CNN saying the Canada thing is real. And the commentator said, no, he's right. Yes, we're serious. And the commentator's just
He
dropped his
keeps
jaw.
talking like he's serious. He keeps saying, "I'm serious," but nobody's taking him serious. He's an idiot.
He's a
He
clown.
just, it's ridiculous. There, you know, unless you're going to invade Canada with our military, which I don't think is going to happen. You know,
better not.
I'm just saying, you know, there's shit that we got to worry about, and then there's shit that is just there
Everywhere
to-
there's shit.
everywhere
wish-
there's shit. That's his whole mantra, is to throw shit up against the wall. Just keep us busy. Keep us all running
There's shit,
around.
there's shit
Yeah.
everywhere. Shit.
Look at this shit. Look at that shit. Oh,
Yes,
wait.
yes.
You ain't seen this shit? Well, look at this shit over here. You know, that's what we have going on right now.
We got fresh shit. We got old shit. You
We
want
got
some new
fresh shit, old shit. Hey, you ain't heard nothing about like this shit. And
Nothing
you
like
know,
that runny shit.
yeah.
Aussie Dave.
Yeah, mate. That's me.
Do you think MAGA's a cult? And what will you do if MAGA decides to come to Australia, where you live?
They are. Not in the form of
There's
MAGA.
maggots all over the world. Yeah.
Since Trump has come to
Yeah.
power, we've seen more vandalism.
Elon
Mine-
Musk just went and spoke to a whole bunch of them over in Germany.
Yeah, that's what we're seeing.
Yeah.
See, Germany's pissed. Germany's now got these extreme rightists, Nazis marching in the streets. We haven't got that here, but it's illegal. But we've had vandalism where
And we've had 'em
swastikas
here.
have been drawn on
Seems
bridges.
like Elon Musk has shit going
And
around,
I
doesn't he?
think we just generally call them fascists.
Yes.
Yeah, well,
Yes.
we call them Nazis over here, full stop. You put a Nazi swastika up, you're a Nazi. Look like the other guy said, that
I mean,
rapper
the
said,
MAGA
I'm a
types who
Nazi.
are doing the swastikas, though, they're just fascists. They're fascists all around the world.
Yeah.
You know, right wing.
But
God
also
knows
remember, there is thrill seekers out there. There's teenage kids out there got no idea what they're doing, but think it's going to be exciting to get this topical symbol up there, and they go and do it.
There are things we have to worry about, and that's one of them. The influence on young, you know, especially 18 and up, because you know they can buy a weapon. Yeah.
Yes.
And the maturity level of emotions when it comes to this shit. You know, like I said, you know that I see it all the time. I really do. You try to corner a maggot on just real news, the facts, and it usually ended up with, well, fuck you, I'm voting for Trump anyway. Fuck you. How you like that shit? You know, it's that got him elected. That's what got him elected.
Yeah.
It wasn't, you know, the intelligent people that voted for him have something in the game. They want something. They're going to benefit
a Canadian.
They had different levels of propaganda going, but that was the simple propaganda. Yeah.
Dave.
I seen a Canadian being interviewed by a person, and it was a Canadian and a trumpet right next to each other, and the person was holding a phone. I don't know who the person, whether he was a maggot or a Canadian, but the maggot guy was saying, well, we got this, and the Canadian said, yeah, okay. And I think it was something like, he said, well, we got guns, was one of them. We got guns.
Yeah.
And the Canadian said, we got free healthcare.
Yeah.
We don't need guns.
Yeah.
And the guy
they
had
have the
nothing.
things. Yeah, it priorities, huh? Priorities. We prioritize.
Prioritize.
Weapons over healthcare. We put weapons above a lot of shit. We can discuss a whole lot of. Look how much Article 1 has been discussed.
Yeah.
The Second Amendment, shit, it's solid as stone, baby. You can't budget with dynamite.
Right, but gosh, healthcare for poor people,
we can't
or take care
afford
of all the
that.
babies.
Yeah,
and
that's why we need the guns, because
Well,
we get bad shit. Just go ahead
no.
and shoot them.
You don't need
If you
it.
can afford
Yeah.
it, though. I mean, how much is healthcare a week for, say for an average Joe Blow that's got an average job, he's got a wife, 2 children, how much would he be paying in, say, if he wanted good healthcare where everything's covered, you know, his wife for cancer, the kids for whatever?
2 kids and 2 adults for good healthcare where it doesn't cost you $1 million to go see your physician. Probably somewhere around $700 a month.
My lord. My lord. That is medical for profit, isn't it?
Yep.
Yeah.
That's insurance for profit is what that is.
That's what that is. That's what that is. And that was that conversation got more, got buried here lately after the Luigi incident.
In Australia, approximately, I would say that would cost an Australian $200 a month.
Yeah.
Yeah.
for
About 200 a month, because the government
Aussie-
pays some and the insurance company pays the rest.
Yeah.
That's how it works. The government still, even though you've got private health insurance, the government still pays that bit that they would normally pay, and the
and then
extras
the
you want
insurance
is
picks
paid
up
by the
after.
insurance.
Yeah, so we
Yeah,
have to
yeah.
wait until we're like 65 and decrepit before they help us
Yeah.
much.
Yeah.
Or
You're old.
if
you
your
got a
state has
shot.
Medicaid, you don't have very much, you can get some help. But yeah, at least
But
you
it
can
must have been a
that
lot
too.
worse.
change.
It must have been a lot worse before Obamacare come along, surely.
Yeah.
It kind of was. Yes, it was.
Yes, it
I mean, there were
was.
people that just went uninsured. Period.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Obamacare offers that policy to
And
the
they got in
group.
trouble because they tried to make it so that everybody had to have some kind of insurance, and that really set off
The true test
the
of
now
Obamacare,
MAGA.
the Affordable Care Act, is the Republicans have not been able to attack it because it's too damn popular.
It's worked.
That's
It's
It's
true.
worked. Hey, let me thank Joyful
Much.
Saturn came back with another $5 and said, Vance, Miller, and Vout, these younger cats are the ones to be wary of. They are the ideologues behind this MAGA fascist shit. Stay aware of them.
Yeah.
Keep your eyes on what all of them are doing.
And John, before you get distracted,
Yes, dear.
Monday, President's
Monday?
Day, February 17th,
Yes.
the protests are at noon, just like the 50-51 at
Right.
your state capitals all over the
Indeed.
country and or in Washington. So
I
at
saw
noon
Oh, I'm gonna get my credit card on that day.
on the 17th of February, Monday.
I'm gonna get my credit
I
card on
am
that
going to
day.
try to make it possible that me and my
What's
son
up, dangerous one?
can do that
I am
and
here.
be up there. Hello, Dangerous.
Hello,
Hey,
Dangerous.
aloha, you guys. How y'all doing?
Aloha.
Hey, I wanted to
Man.
throw my hat in the ring here for a quick minute, if I may. Two things, and I'll just throw this out real quick. Number
Okay.
one, I don't think America will grab Canada because they have free health care there and also free college. So that's going to go ahead and definitely go against the grain here in the United States. So that's a problem right there, that they have universal health care
Yes,
that's
it
absolutely
is.
free and so on and so on. The other thing, by the way, I heard you guys talking about insurance. Normally, just for myself, like my wife's employer with you working for the government, U.S. Space Force, they give her free medical, but she pays $395 a month for my insurance.
Mm.
So that's what I end up paying out of pocket for my insurance. But my insurance, for example, which is a kind of Blue Cross plan here in Hawaii, which is called HMSA, Hawaii Medical Insurance, blah blah blah. But it has a cap of $2,500 a year. So once I hit that cap, anything past that point, it's no more out of pocket. You know what I mean? So I can get up to $2,500 a year. For example, when I had a liver transplant almost 2 years ago, that was a $498,000 surgery that they did on me, and it cost me it cost my insurance almost $500,000, but my out of pocket for that surgery of $500,000, my insurance paid. My out of pocket was only $2,400, so I paid $2,400 because my insurance capped. So you could figure it out. You could calculate it out. About $400 a month times 12. That's what I pay for insurance, but it has a $2,500 cap. So once I hit that, through any MRIs or anything that I go do during the year, it just, after that, they can't charge me anymore. In fact,
Yeah,
they
but
don't.
the crazy part, Dave, is that everybody has some different form of insurance. Everybody has
There you go.
different
We have different
what
forms.
they
Here's
pay
a
and what they
suggestion that I've made
so.
before. I'm
not
a
Dave
government
speaking.
retiree. My health insurance is covered by the Federal Employees Health Benefit Program.
Right.
That's because the government negotiated with the health companies and for lower rates for insurance, and so I pay for full policy, because, you know, I'm old. It cost me about 200 something a month. I'm still paying.
Hey, John, you want to know something about Gen Z MAGA?
What's that?
You know that Gen Z MAGA hates old people, and they don't want old people to have like
I believe
insurance or anything like that. Well, they
Guess
want.
what? I'll be old one day too.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
the,
but
that's
that's
the
what we
part
said.
of the plan they don't comprehend.
They just
I
don't
think.
realize it. They
Yeah.
they think
They
they'll
just
be young
don't.
forever. They'll,
The
you know
youth
what?
is
When you're
wasted
young, you'll
on the
think you'll
young.
be. Yeah,
That old.
you think when you're young, you think you'll be young forever. Once you get old, it's like, oh my God! You look in the mirror one day and you go, shit, I got old all of a sudden. You know,
What the
they'll be
hell
there.
happened?
Yeah, let's don't talk about looking in the mirror. I'm not too fond of doing that nowadays. Shit.
Hey, one last thing I wanted
Looking
to
mighty
throw
bad.
out. One last thing I wanted to throw out into the fray that you guys were talking about. And Dave, you know, I'm the one that threw that video up last night about the black militia in
Yes,
Louisiana.
you were.
Now,
Yes, you
now
were.
let me stop for a second because I want to tell you, you're taking it completely out of context, okay? If you take a
Really?
look at that video was from 4 years ago. And if you look, you could see pretty obvious that it was, you know, put out 4 years ago.
Well, I didn't know it was from
Now
4
listen,
years ago.
can I
My
finish
fault.
Dave, for one
Okay,
fucking
stop.
second,
Hey.
please? Can I finish my fucking thought? Thank you very much. Listen, so the whole reason why
Dave,
I threw it up,
I mean, Daryl, there's no reason for that.
Be
I
civil.
just want to complete my thought before
Go ahead,
somebody
complete your thought.
interrupts me.
Go ahead.
Yeah, thank you very much.
Go ahead.
Anyway, the whole point why I threw it up was that originally was put together, and I think it was a BLM protest. That's after they fucking killed George Floyd. And those people in Lafayette, Louisiana, basically showed up to protest against police, you know, violence against black people. But I threw it up for a reason, just to show you that if they can show up 4 years ago in mass like that, here we are, we're talking about 5 years later. It just goes to show that people can mobilize if they need. And you know what? They showed up in fucking force. And I guess if somebody accidentally shot a gun off, and you notice how they all put the cops immediately surrounded them, and they told everybody to drop to their knees so that they showed that they were not a threat. But they were organized. And it just goes to show that militias like that, they can come out of the fucking woodwork overnight, and people are armed to the teeth. So it shows that people can mobilize. And that's the only reason why I put it up there. And I don't recommend people do that. But look at that black community. If they're going to show up on a fucking overpass in a place right outside of Lincoln Heights, which is a fucking ghetto area, you know, that was the wrong place to do that shit. And they fucked around and they found out. So my point about it is, you know what? There's people that are basically in the woodwork. And trust me, when shit hits the fan, they will come out, and they'll come out in mass. So that's just a show of force that was from 4 fucking years ago. And it can and will happen again if needed. So I just threw it up
Let
there.
me
There's
answer that.
the big point there,
That's all.
if needed. Let's hope
No,
it's not
let me
needed.
let me answer that. Let me answer that. One, I didn't know it was put up 4 years ago, my mistake, but still, it doesn't take away from my point. It doesn't take away from the fact that if anyone starts protesting and takes arms or guns or dresses up today and protest against Trump, it's going to invoke violence. Same thing. The thing on the overpass was an example. Even today,
Indeed.
they were armed. And
I
the
do
violence that
I do
ensued,
not. Go ahead, Dave.
the violence that ensued after they were taken on and kicked out of the place was great, but it was still violence. You know, it was still let them have their fucking voice, but don't beat up on them, because it's only going to give them a reason to beat you up bigger the next time and say, you beat us up, so we're going to beat you up. It starts a chain of events.
I don't
What's
want to play
unfortunate,
the
we live in
fucking
a
game
world
of my
like
gun
that.
is bigger than your fucking gun.
Well,
I don't
All
want
right,
to
that's
talk
not the
about-
fucking game I'm playing.
Right.
If something happens, it's that's not good. It doesn't promote our cause. It's fine. We're no better than them if we're sitting around here thinking, well, we're going to form a militia too. Well, they're forming a militia. Well, we'll form a militia. You know,
I'm not encouraging that activity. I'm just, violence does beget violence.
Yes, it does.
Sad.
Yes, it does. And on a national scale. So I don't like that bullshit.
It would cause martial law to be called into effect.
Indeed.
And Trump wants to pull that
Indeed.
trigger.
Give Trump an excuse.
He wants to hit that button as quick as possible. I guarantee it.
You're
He wants
feeding
to
into
set
Trump's
martial law.
hand.
So let's move on to a different subject.
Yeah. Anyway, but
Well,
the whole point about
good news
Canada,
is
they do have universal health care there, and they have free college. So how's that going to really mesh with American standards, So
Yeah, they'll
it
do
ain't
away with that shit. Once they become America, they'll realize that they don't need that health care, and it'll be fine. They'll just come right along.
There's no way in any world that you and I live that Canada.
I need to hear that voice, baby.
Say it.
Hey, honey. How are
How
you?
you- I'm
Hey,
doing
Dangerous.
just fine,
hey, everybody.
darling.
Hey, Candace.
How are
hey.
you doing, darling?
Hey, okay, to change the subject right quick, boys.
There you go.
What about him sitting there at the desk and saying, come Saturday, if they don't release the hostages, they'll find out.
They'll find out. And we will.
They'll find out
Because
what?
Netanyahu wants to.
Exactly.
Netanyahu he's sitting there like grinning like a Cheshire cat, sitting
But
there
he's
next to
getting
Trump when
nothing out
Trump
of
was
it.
saying that, and Trump is still doubling down on that shit.
I know
But he
it.
gets
You know,
nothing
and
out of it,
if you
though.
want something to holler about right now, that's going to get us involved in an international incident.
That'll
What is
be
he going
worse.
to do? Land American troops in Gaza? Is that what he's talking about? Because wouldn't that
I don't know.
involve
He
Congress?
hasn't, that's just it. Oh, we'll find out. I guess he's got a concept of a plan for that too, John.
Yeah, he's got a concept. He's thinking about something. Yeah. Yeah, I worry about what Netanyahu's thinking. Because it's gonna
And then he met-
evil.
and then he met with-
He is reeling.
But he met with Jordan. He met with the president of Jordan today. And then the president of Jordan said, well, we'll take the children that are harmed or sick or needing a
about
place to go.
2,000, I understand the number was.
Right. But he didn't say he was going to take all the refugees. He said we take the children.
Children.
Right.
And
he's gonna
he
send
made
them
the
to foster
comment
care.
when
Trying to
Trump
appease
was
him.
talking his shit, King Hussein, not Hussein,
Is it Abdullah?
Abdullah, I think.
Jordan.
Made the
In my
comment,
opinion,
let's don't
Jordan
get ahead
was-
of ourselves. Let's don't get ahead of
Yeah.
ourselves. That's what he said
But-
to Trump's
Oh,
comment.
yeah. But the king of Jordan was just trying to pacify him. By, well, we'll
Yeah.
take the kids.
Well, the king of Jordan.
I'll tell you what he's talking about here. He's either talking about one or two things. When he's talking about separating the Palestinians and just sending them over to Jordan or Egypt or wherever, we'll force somebody to take them under duress, because if you don't,
Once
we'll
again.
do X, Y, and Z. Or he's talking about genocide, where we just
I
go
know.
in and just
I
blow the
know.
shit out of everybody.
Yeah.
So which is
It's
it?
ethnic cleansing.
Is it
It's
ethnic cleansing, or does he
full stop.
want genocide? Because I don't think the
You
world
really-
is going to accept either one.
I don't think the Arabs are going to appreciate American influence that close to their countries.
Isn't
I've
it-
been there.
Well,
And
the Arabs have come
Isn't
out
it
and made a
technically the
statement.
same thing no matter what you call it?
The Arabs
Isn't
have
it
come
what?
out and made a statement. The Arabs have come out and said, the King of Jordan said, you will not displace our people. That was his words. You will not displace our. So they're not going to get the land given up. But it's not. I don't think it's. I think it's up to the Arab nation. It's up to the King of Jordan, whoever he is. It's not up to
Yeah, man.
Trump or
But-
freaking Netanyahu.
And conveniently, it's Saturday at high noon, so that the majority of the reporters aren't there to report on this.
right. That's done by design.
Exactly.
Yeah. Yeah, not only that,
This
it
is-
falls into the symbolic. High noon, Saturday in the street.
High noon.
High
Yep.
noon.
Yep.
It falls
I
into
found
that
that.
badass
I was like,
attitude.
oh, that sounds like a Texas thing. High
Doesn't
noon.
it?
Okay,
Doesn't it?
crap.
Hey, let me catch up again real quick. Jake Sellers came in with a $10 donation and said, we the people are worried about that old-fashioned word groceries and getting those hostages back to their families and democracy of our free republic of the United States. Fuck moron behind the resolute desk. Ah, call it like I see it out there. Love it, Jake. And Lincoln came in with $10 and said Elon Musk is using his, yeah, don't think that. Elon Musk is using his kid as a prop in the Oval Office. I'm just a regular old dad looting your fucking government. Never mind the fact that all 13 of my baby mamas hate my fucking guts.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, don't pay
John.
attention to all that.
John, he changed his Twitter. Elon Musk
Yes, he
changed
did.
his Twitter or
Yes,
his
he
X
did.
handle to Harry Balls today.
Harry Balls. Yeah.
Right.
Doesn't that sound like the guy that should be in charge of government efficiency? That's
Do you
going
know
to
he's
take the
got
time to
big-
play that
You
kind
know
of
what that-
childish
If that's
bullshit
not
out.
childish,
But you
Yes,
know what?
it is. But
Okay,
that's what that gets love. Mackin loves that
No.
shit. Oh yeah, I'm fucking voting for him.
But who's
See
the
what
guy
he
that
did?
works?
See what he
Who's
did?
the guy that works for
Hey.
him, mate? Who's the guy that works for him? Big Balls. Isn't it?
Yes.
Big Balls works for
Yes,
him?
Big
That's what I'm
Balls.
saying.
Big Balls
you got
is one
Big
of
Balls
the-
and Harry Balls up there. Yeah, running shit. This sounds real good.
Yeah, it sounds.
Are they
yeah,
CB
don't you
handles,
know
or
your
what are we
government at
doing?
work, baby? Hey, let me thank Joyful
This just
Saturn,
sounds
who
like a
came back
porno.
again
What the fuck?
with a $2 donation and said, "Socialism over fascism, any day,
Yeah.
any day of the week. I will
Well,
take socialism
it-
over fascism."
John, I'd say idiot and Harry Balls, they both need good cognitive tests.
I think they both
When they
need a
fail,
jock strap
kill 'em
put
out.
on.
Hey,
I'm wondering
Bill.
if
Well,
they
you know
got
what this-
I
tests
noticed
in fifth
today-
grade, but,
I
yeah.
just came up with this between the hairy balls and the big balls. The biggest problem is they don't have a dick between. They don't have a dick between.
Exactly. Exactly. Speaking, Bill, speaking on the cognitive issue, I noticed today, I mean, I caught just a glimpse of a recap on Lester Holt when I come in from feeding. And I noticed, has anybody else noticed how big that Sharpie is? It's like a pre-K
Yes,
crayon.
yes, yes,
Have you noticed that?
yes, I do, and I swear I've been saying it ever since I saw it. I saw him fixing to sign an executive order, and the camera panned down to the paper, and for a brief second, you could
Yes.
see the
It was
outline,
great.
his shaded outline of his signature.
Yep.
I swear it was there. I'm not lying. He has to follow a line. He can't sign it. He's got to have a line there where he can follow the dots, I guess, or follow the line.
But
That's
just
how he.
the size of that
Yeah.
Sharpie is like a jumbo crayon. For
I don't know.
pre-K.
Last time I
Learning
looked, it
how to
looked like
spell
it
the
was
letters.
running
Just in
on
case he
a
has to adjust the map. You know.
I don't think they even have those in Max. I don't even think you can buy those big pins.
I don't know. That's what I'm saying. Where did he get
I've
those
seen
from?
him on.
I don't know.
I seen him on Air Force One. They were interviewing him, and I'm sorry, I got distracted. And the map, the Gulf of Mexico, the Gulf
Oh,
of
yeah.
America map.
The hurricane?
The section of the map that contains the Gulf Coast, and right there in big letters it said Gulf of America. That's fine. But what got me about it was you could see somebody's fingers holding up that sign, holding up that map, and getting it in the view of the camera so Donnie could talk. And not about the Gulf of America, but just talk. And they want that really? Prop it up against the
Not
fucking
to
wall
us.
or something. You know,
Not
if it
to
gets in the
us.
camera shot, that's fine. If not, that's fine. But no, they got a guy holding it up there. You know, and,
Still the
and
Gulf
it's
of
just-
Mexico
Did you
to
hear
me.
what the pilot announced though? Right after he made that announcement, I don't know if you heard the rest of the clip.
Yeah,
Right
he
after
interrupted
made
him.
that announcement about flying over, and we're now calling it the Gulf of America.
Thank you, Tim.
Right, a couple seconds after that, the
Mikowski.
pilot came on and said,
Saw it too.
"We're now, for the first time, leaving the Gulf of America, heading
Yeah,
into
kiss my ass.
international waters."
Yeah, the world
And I
is
mean,
not going to call it the Gulf of America. Nobody's
No.
going to change their maps to the Gulf of America. Canada's
understand
not going to
Google did.
become the 51st state. You know, I have my questions about what he's going to do in Panama. You know, I don't, Greenland, really? No, it's not a fucking thing. It's not going to happen. It's just all bullshit that he wants to throw out there, and then the news picks it up, and then it's in our vernacular. You
I'm
know?
looking
Can
at.
I,
I'm looking
can I
at
give you some
Panama,
good
and I'm
news?
looking at Gaza. What he
I'm gonna go
plans
look
on
at-
doing there.
I'm going to
Well,
go
I
look
want to give you some good news.
Google
All
Earth.
right.
Right.
I want to let you know that your and the world's protest against Musk I brought this up with Miss Chick a couple of days ago and told her these figures. I've just made it a lot smaller, Mitchy Chick, so it's not as involved. But across the world, this last 12 months, sales for Tesla electric vehicles have had cancellations of approximately 1/3 of the orders. They've been cancelled, and an average, because I had it country by country, but an average of 60% down in sales. Down in sales.
Oh yeah, he knows because BYD is kicking his ass, and he knows it.
Twitter,
BYD, the Chinese manufacturer of electric cars, BYD.
Not finished yet, Cobber. Not finished, Cobber. I'll be finished in a sec. Twitter has fallen to down by 84% of its value when he bought it. It's lost 78% of its performance revenue.
He knows that
in the last 12 months.
He knows it. He can see the writing on the wall. He
plans on making up for it with his new venture, his new enterprise.
You know how much
our government. Hey, let's welcome.
I just hold on. Google Earth.
Hold on. Oh, hello, silly Bebo.
Hey.
How are you doing, dear?
I'm well, thank you. How are you?
I'm hanging in there, baby. Hanging in there. That's all we're doing right now.
Yep.
Yeah, trying to deal with the daily delusion.
I just opened up Google Earth, and guess what? They bent the knee. Sure enough, Google Earth now says
yes. Google Earth has already changed it to Gulf of America.
I can't believe it.
Yep.
Google, come on. Really?
They also removed holidays like Indigenous Peoples Day and such from the Google Calendar.
What?
Yep.
Indigenous Day is now
they've done away with all the months. You know.
Yeah, they did. They don't. They won't
all the months celebrating. What is that? Oh, inclusiveness. Oh, there you go. We can't be doing that. Yeah, that inclusiveness. Well, we can't do that. Yeah, diversity. No, not a thing anymore. Yeah.
Well, and don't think it's bending the knee. It's on purpose.
That shit.
They were glad to get it.
That's the DEI.
Yes.
It's going to be a real ball game.
You know,
it's red meat to the maggot crowd.
Gonna fucking
fuck up them liberal shit.
You know what? You know? If we make it through all this, years from now, there'll be one particular picture for our era that they could do, and they could just show a picture of Tom Sawyer painting the white picket fence, because that's all that this whole time is, whitewashing of history. They're going to look back and they're going to go, yeah, this particular era, they tried to completely change history by rewriting it, but it didn't work. I mean, you know, they're going to look back at us.
Times have changed now. It used to be a time when you could get away with rewriting history. The winner always writes the history, but not in today's world. Not in today's world.
True.
Divorce now, you can read or see things that are going on in the world now.
There's cameras everywhere.
Everywhere.
Yep.
Everywhere. Everybody's got a camera on them. It's called a phone. If you got a phone, you got a camera. You got a camera that you got a phone that's connected to the internet. Baby, there you go. So information.
Didn't they also kill the Consumer Financial Protection Board?
Well, yes, they did. Yes, they did.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're trying that too. I like this. Miner Bird just said we ought to celebrate not my President's Day.
That's what it is. The march is actually called
Not My President's Day. I'm going to try. I'm going to try to make that happen. Hey, let me thank James Tripp, who came in with a $5 donation and said, if Trump changes the Constitution and runs for a third term, then so should Obama. Yeah, they're trying to. I think it was already introduced to give some kind of legislation that would allow Trump to win to run a third time, but specifically not Obama, because it has to be 2 consecutive terms. And because he was cheated out of one, you know, because of the massive cheating that went on, and
supposedly.
Anyway, Lincoln came in with $5 and said, for anyone living in the U.S., I checked today, and Google Maps has indeed changed the name, Gulf of America. And Google could just kiss my ass for that. It's just so
Who owns
ridiculous.
Google? Who
Huh?
owns Google? Who owns Google? Who is the...
Shit. I used to know that
How's
answer.
his name? Zuckerberg?
No, he owns
No, I think it's... wouldn't it be
No,
some
not
sort of
Bezos.
corporation of
Bezos.
people?
Bezos.
Zuckerberg is Meta.
Bezos.
I
who
think
is
it's
Google.
actually Google is called Alphabet. Is it? Am I correct? They call that
Yes.
Alphabet.
On the stock exchange, yeah.
Well, there you go.
Well, it's certainly not the Murdoch Empire, surely.
No.
Well, I thought Zuckerberg was head of Facebook.
Yes.
Yes,
Well-
but this isn't Facebook. This is
Bezos.
Google.
Yeah, all right.
Either way, it'd have to be a billionaire that's up Trump's ass, right?
There's a whole
Or
lot of
pile-
people. It's not a
A pile
person.
of billionaires.
Yeah.
Well, everybody on this call, listen, if y'all work from home and you're a federal employee, y'all are playing golf and not, benefiting the government, by the way.
Yeah.
I've seen that, yeah.
Larry Page and Sergey Brin or something like that are the co-founders or the co-owners or something.
Right.
They don't own the whole company. They just...
Regardless, they're kissing the ring.
YouTube are playing games now too. YouTube, funny things now. I'm getting notices when I put notices up. Are you sure you want to post this? Which normally I wouldn't get. These
Well, I get 'em on
community
every one of
standards
mine.
and that.
Are you sure you want to do that?
Because
Yep.
I'm bagging Trump, and I've sort of got Trump's name and arsehole next to each other, or in the same sentence. Maybe that's how
Yeah, I'm in trouble.
what do you call it? Yeah, but yeah, it's standards of community and all that sort of stuff,
Oh,
So-
I say it like it is, Dave.
Maybe you're getting popular,
Well, I
Dave.
think
Can't have that now. You can start
I
getting
get-
popular.
well,
Your name pops up too
YouTube-
much. They start scrutinizing your ass.
once YouTube it bends the knees, we're in trouble, guys. Because you're on YouTube a lot, John. I mean, people that use YouTube, the podcasters who are getting more people joining because Americans are looking for somewhere else for their news and they're looking for an honest answer. And they're going to use podcasters. Your numbers are going up, everyone's numbers are going up, and the views are going up
Yes.
because the
yes.
people are concerned.
Yeah.
If
People are
YouTube
concerned,
messed with that,
They have a lot more to be concerned about.
Oh, yeah.
Let me
Google
see.
owns YouTube.
Yes.
yes, I'm aware of that one. Facebook is like Zuckerberg. I mean, do you have any problems on Facebook, John?
No. Well,
It depends.
huh?
It depends because Facebook sometimes is just weird.
They they have never taken down a video of mine, and I cuss all the time. I don't make threats. I don't make threats, and I don't know.
Well,
I
two
don't
things
have
that
a
I
problem with
noticed on YouTube.
I was-
I have noticed on YouTube that I've noticed some people have been putting videos out that if the word Nazi or terrorist appears in the script, that they'll bleep those couple words because possibly their algorithms look for hate speech, and maybe that comes up. Like if
well,
you
then
use
it
the
should
word
hit
Nazi.
mine every time because I use the word Trump a lot.
Yeah, but
Well, and I
in my
used to
opinion, that's
not
hate
get pulled
speech.
up.
hidden word for terrorists. That's a hidden word for terrorist. But anyway, if you just, I noticed a couple people been bleeping it. You can hear that they're saying Nazi, but they bleep that word because maybe their algorithm has now come into effect that they consider that possibly hate speech or somebody's creating hate speech. So just
Well,
to
you
make
can't
their
say
video-
that word.
Well, then we just
can't
call it
say
what
that in
we
Germany.
see. Fascist. They're fascist.
We can use that word.
And another big example of fascism in history is the Nazis. So
Yeah,
you
those
know
people.
those people.
the Mandarin Mussolini.
Yes. Yeah. And that's
And
what, you know,
Hirohito. And Hirohito. Don't forget the Japanese
yeah.
Hirohito.
Oh yeah. Yeah. That's what World War II was about, baby. You know?
Yeah. Imperialism.
Imperialism and fascism.
Yeah.
You know, and Donnie
Now
wants
that
to
the
have both of them, I guess.
Japanese,
He wants to be treated imperially like Kim Jong-un, where we all clap, but he wants the power that Putin has.
Well, you know
Long
what they really
term.
want,
That
tech boys? You know, they want a CEO. They want America run by a CEO. You know, they think it's a big corporate business. That's what they have in mind. All these people that got that ear, I forget what guy it is who's
I
a
could find a
social
whole
engineer.
lot better CEO to put our nation's trust in than Donald Trump,
I
who has
know.
spent his
Yeah.
life in courts, battling lawsuits over his bullshit.
Bankruptcy.
You know, he's
Yeah.
a grifter. He's a draft dodging coward. He's a liar. He's a thief. He's all of that.
a
He's all of it.
rapist.
The problem
He's a
is that
rapist
the
too.
maggots don't care. They don't care. They still wave the flag at him. They love it when he goes over there and humps the flag. No, look at that. He loves the flag. No, he don't. He
I
had an
think the best
opportunity
way
to
to
serve
put
this
it.
country. Oh, he
Have
had
you
bone
ever
spurs while he was playing
have you,
tennis. Had bone
have you ever
spurs while
heard
he was playing baseball.
that term that you don't that you if you don't recognize a con, you're the mark?
You're the mark, baby. Well, they don't recognize it. And the signs were all out there. I got no sympathy for any of them that are out there now talking about, I'm sorry, I made a mistake. Yeah, you made a mistake. And it was an obvious fucking mistake. And yeah, so fuck off. Hey, let me thank Jake Sellers, who came in with $5, said, Elon's son had his fingers up his nose next to Trump in the Oval Office on World TV. So fucking funny. It was the look on that dumbass's face looking at that kid. It was a spectacle. And our Blue Dot greeter came in. Mark came in with $2. Said we need to hear that song. So for Elon Musk and Donald Trump.
I just need you to shut the fuck up, cause nobody asked you, bitch. I need you to shut the fuck up, bitch. Shut the fuck up, bitch. Just shut the fuck up, bitch. Shut the fuck up, bitch. Bow, bow, shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up. Bow, bow, shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up. Bow, bow, shut the fuck up.
As a matter of fact, if I'm ever out dancing and I hear that tune again, it's going to be those words in my head.
Did you see Baron Trump staying next to his dad? And he went up and shook the hand of Biden and Kamala. Did you see that on TV?
Yeah.
No, I didn't
Donald
see
was
that.
Son is a
pissed.
cokehead.
Well, his son looked so diplomatic. He walked over to the Democratic side and he shook the hands of those people that his father wouldn't even acknowledge. And he was so diplomatic, it made you wonder whether he's being fucking groomed for daddy's job. I don't know, but he's
I
coming
wouldn't
out of
doubt
the
it.
woodwork now
I
a bit.
wouldn't doubt it. I keep looking for a sign that kid's going to be something other than his daddy.
Yep.
But it runs
Yep.
in the family. You know, it just
When he
look at his
walked
other
in that
kids.
stadium, when he walked in that stadium the other day and he got booed, traitor, and all that, that just made me smile.
It was good, wasn't it?
Yeah, that
It
made
was
me
good.
smile too.
My big
Hey, look.
question is, why did we have to pay $10 million to send his fucking ugly ass to the Super Bowl? It cost us
Yeah.
$10 million.
And he did
Why
it
did you
all
pay?
night.
Why did you pay all that money to have the flyover with a stadium with a roof? And you had a
Yeah.
flyover.
That was stupid. I mean, it's always nice
So
to see the
my-
Blue Angels, but nobody in the stadium could see them.
Well,
They heard him.
We're almost at the end of the show, but I like to try to get everybody up I can. Let's welcome to the room Bob Smoked, the heretic. Bob, are you smoked, buddy? Bob, you're not
Hello?
lighting up. Can't hear you.
Turn your mic on.
Can you hear me, John?
Yes,
you
we
go.
can hear you now.
Good evening. I'm sorry to call in, but I just wanted to ask if, because you're over in America, have you seen what's happening over here in Europe because of Trump and his maniacs? The British government now is doing this anti-immigration thing where they're rounding up people and they're dehumanizing them and taking videos. And
Yes.
it just seems to be like a wildfire. Like,
It's an embarrassment.
Where's this? What in England?
In Britain now, Dave.
Okay, you're in Britain?
In Britain.
You sound like you're
yeah.
I'm in
Scottish.
the Highlands of Scotland, but I mean they're doing it nationwide, and they're also doing it in France. They're doing it in Germany. I mean, it seems to be that they're all jumping to Trump's demands, really. Like,
Yeah, it brings
They're
out the
playing
hate
the
in
same
people.
game.
Yeah.
They're doing the same as Donald Trump. Are they right? Are they a right-wing government or are they a left-wing government?
well, they're
Tory
supposed
and
to be a left-wing government, Dev. They're supposed to be Labour, but I mean, they're only Labour in them, like.
Right.
Well, that's right. Labour's the same as the Democrats. In Australia, it's the same. Labour government's the same as Democrats.
I believe that's
so that's unusual.
Fascism trying to take a foothold, and it'll try to take a foothold and spread its roots wherever it can, but we got to resist. That's all.
Mm-hmm.
But we're not doing it over here. We're not look like doing it. And we've got illegals here. We just sort them out through normal circumstances. But Jesus
That's
Christ,
you guys
doing what?
No,
you
we
guys
got
are down
Trump
at the bottom
calling
of the
the
world.
ICE, tell them to pick up the pace. There's not enough screenshots. There's not enough news footage of deportations going on
More
for
than
his ass.
1,000 a day. They want more.
Oh,
than
they're targeting Native Americans now. ICE.
Yep.
It's targeting Native Americans.
Yep.
Yeah.
Because they can't tell the difference between the Latino
guess
and
what?
Native American.
Well, they can tell the
Rubio's down in
difference.
El Salvador trying to make deals to take not only immigrants but American prisoners.
By the
What kind of
way,
shit is
I
that?
put videos. Have you seen the prisons in El Salvador? How they
Yes.
treat their prisoners?
They're
Oh my
inhumane
God.
as shit.
Fuck.
You know?
And then, of course, if you live in El Salvador, it's one of the safer countries because guess what? You have an armed military person standing outside of everybody's fucking front door. Is that the kind of world you want to live in? People go, oh, we feel really safe, but fuck, who wants fucking 24/7 surveillance outside your house? I mean, honestly, that's just
Donnie
crazy.
does. Well, Donnie does.
People do it. People with doorbells, got doorbell cameras. I mean, everyone's doing it these days.
There ain't a piece of my property that is not covered by a security camera. For a reason. That's the bad part. For a fucking reason. And the reason is politics. Used to be a time in our country where you didn't have to worry about what side you were on. As a matter of fact, it was barely brought up. You voted, you watched the issues, you did your civic duty. It wasn't a thing. Now it's a thing. So John has security cameras all around my house. All around my house. So
Just because dumbass
I wish I didn't
did
have
this
to.
stuff.
I wish I lived in the same neighborhood I lived in here 20 years ago. But it's not. It's not the same neighborhood. It's not the same society we have. So
No, it's being normalized every day. Like this is normal that we're supposed to act this way, which is 180 degrees from what we used to know. I mean, the world's been turned upside down.
Yes.
Right before our very eyes.
Yeah.
You bet.
Yeah.
The sad
Yeah,
part
Everything
is,
that
though,
happens
is
here resonates
left
around the
is
world.
Up is down.
But
and
we're
what's
pushing
down
on
is
some
up.
we're pushing on some serious shit. Some mighty serious shit.
Well,
With this
Germany's
Gaza,
really pissed.
Do you know how everybody?
Purchase
You know how
things
fascism?
out there.
Everybody led to fascism by conformity. Period. It's conforming to their new norm. The moment you start to conform means you start to be more like them. I mean, it's not like you just flip a switch and overnight you're MAGA or whatever a fascist. It's like it's a slow, eventual decline of democracy. And
it's
honestly,
the
it's
selling
like-
of hate.
it's conforming, though. It's people that conform. You look at even
it's
the
getting a
churches
certain
in
group of people to
Germany.
hate another
They
group of
were
people.
willing to bend the knee to Hitler. I mean, they conformed. That's the whole point. Don't ever.
For the what
It's like
reason?
a frog
What
in a
did
pot
Hitler-
of water.
What did Hitler sell? Hitler sold national security and fear. That's what
Yep.
Hitler sold.
Yep.
Which
Same
what
thing
Trump's
Donnie's
selling.
doing.
National security and fear. All right?
That's
We've got
exactly
to
what
annex
Trump
Poland.
is doing. He's following the playbook, man. And isn't that sad that he has so many Americans respond to his ass? Hey, it didn't come up in the on the dinger there, but Dumpster Diving Dragon came in with a $2 donation, so I don't want to miss that. Thank you very much. Anyway, I guess we're going to wrap it up for the evening. I want to thank all our guests. We had a lot tonight. Had a lot of guests in here, so it's going to take me a few minutes to get rid of all these people.
Yeah.
So
Get rid of all of us.
Are you
it's got.
me?
It's
Outstanding.
well now it works.
You can
Let me
dump me.
thank Hudson Kerr, who came in with a $50 donation and said 250,000 plus protesters just rallied in Munich versus the far right extremism ahead of Germany's election. Where the hell are we? We're asleep. We're not serious enough. The near silence is deafening. History is repeating. We must mobilize, peaceful but strong. And where's my... There it is.
I think we're not
We
hungry
have
enough.
to be strong. We have to be forceful, but we have to be peaceful in this shit. Anything other than that, it gives him the power.
Yep.
We play into his hands, and we cannot afford to do that because he's itching for it, baby. He's itching for it. So yeah, you know, we need to turn out. We need to be
dangerous one. Yeah.
You know, huh?
Dangerous one. Can I ask you a question? Can I ask you 2 questions? Dangerous one.
Yeah, go ahead. If it's okay with John.
Sure, go ahead. Make it quick because we got the
Are
credits
you
rolling.
indigenous Hawaiian? And do you think
No.
Donald Trump's a huge danger to our women?
I'm not indigenous Hawaiian. I'm Native American and half Norwegian. So, what was the question though about Donald Trump and what?
You think Donald Trump is a danger to our women?
Fuck, if he can't even stay married. He can't. You know what? Nobody will fuck him. He has to pay for it.
Yeah.
I mean, nobody will fuck that thing.
His
so,
politics.
The
Politics are
conservative
dangerous
movement.
women.
Yeah. Yeah.
He
They're
hates
definitely
women.
anti-women.
He hates women because women hate him. Period.
Pretty much.
They always have.
Works. It
I
works.
mean, you know what? Here's the biggest issue. Bottom line is we've got 2 very immature children living in human bodies, full male adult bodies, and they've never been popular. So that emptiness inside of them, they felt that they've had to buy influence to have friends. That's their biggest issue. They're empty human beings. And those things, the fact that they got all this money and they hoard it, that right there is a badge of dishonor, period. So, you know, we should actually feel sorry for these people because, you know, they got blessed with lots of money, but you're not supposed to hoard it. In fact, God warned us that the root of all evil is money. And you're supposed to spread it around. And by hoarding it, that's a badge of dishonor. That shows that you are an empty human being that has to use your influence and power and also all your sparkly items.
You got to have something hanging around your neck for people to like
We
you.
already talk about that man way too much, so let's just not.
Yeah. But anyway, that answers that question.
We're going to wrap it up for the evening. Dangerous, thank you for coming in. Appreciate it.
Thank you, sir. It's always nice to hear your voice and everybody. I love it. Appreciate it. Thank you for the sanity break.
You bet. Not a problem. All right.
See you,
And
Dangerous.
Bill.
All right, man. Love you guys.
All right.
Take care. Aloha.
You bet. Aloha.
Aloha.
Bill.
Yes, sir.
Thank you for coming in, brother.
Oh, no problem. Hey, I don't get here all the time.
Well, no, but we like it when you stop by. We like it when everybody stops by.
I probably after next Tuesday, I don't know if I'll be on so much for a little bit.
We'll be here.
So,
We'll be here.
all right. I hope so, anyhow.
All right, Bill. Take care of yourself. And
You
Dr.
betcha,
Andy.
John.
Thank you for coming in. Appreciate it.
Yeah. I appreciate you too, man.
Always enjoy it.
We gotta
you've been here once,
organize for the midterms. Also, boycott Coca-Cola and go with Pepsi.
Not a problem there. I boycott all soda. Not a problem. Anyway, Andy, thank you very much. I'm sorry I got distracted up there for a minute. I appreciate it. And let me see. Silly Bebo.
Yes.
Yes, dear. Thank you for coming in. Rough night to come showing up, huh?
Just a smidge.
Just a smudge. Yeah, we get carried away in here sometimes.
It happens.
I appreciate that. We'll try to keep a handle on that. But thank you for coming in, darling. I appreciate it.
Thank you for having me.
You bet. and Candace.
Hey, John, it was a full table tonight.
It
I'll tell
was, dear. Yeah,
Yeah.
the table does get big every once in a while. You know,
And
we get
big
a lot of hands
voices.
up, and I like to try to
And a
give
big
everybody.
voices.
Yeah. I want to give every
Yeah.
opportunity to put their 2 cents into the conversation too. So,
Right.
but I always enjoy your company, dear. Thank you very much.
Oh, well, thank you, hon. Same to you. Same to you.
Thank you. There you go.
Thank you for inviting me to the table tonight. Happy trails,
You
all.
bet.
Have a good
Happy
night.
trails, baby. All right. And Miss Chick.
Yes, John.
Oh, wasn't that fun?
Well, yeah. I mean, I forgot to bring my little lasso and whip.
Yeah.
You heard them
Wind them
around.
doggies up every once in a while.
Yeah.
Anyway, you got anybody you want to call out tonight?
Actually, I do, John.
Oh, all right. Who might
I
these
want to
people
call
be?
out some wonderful people that shared some shit.
Those people that share shit are wonderful people. We appreciate
They
the shit
are.
out of them. We appreciate the
do.
shit out of our shit sharers.
And you know what they call that? We call them besides shit sharers.
What?
We call them Blue Dot family members.
There you go, baby. There
And
you
we
go.
have lots of them.
We have lots of them all over the world.
And
So,
specifically, we have Natalie P. from California, Joanne N. from Ontario, Canada, Richard S. from New York, BJM from Colorado, Mark A. from Illinois, and Tom K. from Minnesota. And they all risked their lives, John, sharing this shit.
sharing this shit. Well, there is a little risk involved. Got a
There
little
is.
risk involved to share this
Yeah.
shit because you got to show a little, oomph, the little, yeah. Anyway, do that. Share this shit all over the place. Our family is growing, as I'm sure other podcasts and shows that are on our along this same line are doing the same, because there are more people coming out, because there's more people afraid now. You know, a lot of people walked into this election blindfolded, and you know, they're seeing a lot of activity here now they're not really sure of. And so, yeah, the more that happens, the more family we will have. But anyway,
We grow.
we're going to keep our stuff up. Yeah,
We'll be
really
here.
looking at we'll be here
Tell them what days we'll be here, John.
every Sunday, Tuesday, and Thursday. We're live, and then on the other days, I try to get a rant out, and I've been doing pretty good.
Yep, you have.
I have. I've been trying my best to get my rant out and get my 2 cents out there. But yeah, this family grows because, well, when I first started the show, I mentioned it there. How many people say hello to each other in this chat when we start this show? There are friendships formed in this family. There's a marriage that's been had in this family. There's just, hey, it's full of love. What can I say?
It is.
It is. So, feel
And
the
we're
love,
creeping
baby.
up on 65,000
We
subscribers
are
on
indeed.
YouTube.
We are indeed.
So
So,
come join us.
there you go. Be
Hit that
part
like,
of the
share,
numbers.
and subscribe button. It's easy to
Indeed.
do.
All right, Miss Chick. Well, thank you for everything you do. I appreciate you so much. And
You're welcome.
yeah, I'm sorry for barging in on your book club last night.
Yeah, what was that all about?
I forgot. John's mind goes out the door and just said, "Oh, I just told everybody, let's run to the blue room," and I forgot there's a book club going on over there. So, yeah, we're sorry for the interruption, but it was well handled. But
Yes,
anyway, Miss
it's all
Chick,
well.
thank you,
You're welcome. John.
and thank you to all of you who tune in and share this shit and just be in this family. I appreciate every one of you. And but don't think you ain't got work to do, because all of us do. And so hold on to your britches.
Keep your eyes and ears open.
Indeed, because the news comes fast and furious nowadays. Anyway, until Thursday, we'll see y'all later. Y'all have a good time. Try to put a smile on your face even with all this shit going on, and give that shit away to